last day here in Tulsa, and we have a lot of racing ahead of us. So definitely going to be a busy, fulfilled day. Cap Henry is in the C main, and as well as Billy. Billy's in the first C starting 14th, and Cap's in the second C starting 13th. They take the top 5 out of that. Dad is in the first F starting 10th, and then Scott will be in the first G starting 9th. I would say out of everybody, Scott's is going to be the one that is kind of going to be a little bit harder just because they do track prep right before he goes out. So hopefully we can rip through some of these mains and have a good night. We're kind of lucky that Billy and Cap did as well as they did on the prelim nights because we're after open ceremonies, which was both of their goals this year. So I believe only Scott and Dad are here right now. We'll talk to them probably after their lower mains, and then we can definitely talk to Billy and Cap before, since they don't go out till later. You have anything to add?
Nope, track looks good again today. I know there's a rework right before Scott's lower main, so that one's going to be tough, but other than that, track looks really good. It should be.
What's the first thing you do before you get in the car? Alright, I found Cap. You were rolling out 13th in the second C after opening ceremonies, which I told them earlier that was your goal this year.
Yes.
How do you feel going into it?
I'm excited. It's cool just getting run after opening ceremonies. That's a
Yeah.
first. But I'm excited. Felt like we've been making pretty good progress with the car all week. I think they made some progress with Billy's car and figured out what not to do with your dad's car.
Yeah.
So I think we got some pretty good odds. Luckily, Billy and I ended up in different C mains, so
Yes.
Have a little bit of time there and excited.
Hi everyone, we're here with Zach Curtis. Zach actually did all of our chillable cars this year for the carbon side of things, so we're going to give him a little time to shine and talk about his work.
Yeah, so Steve came to me a little while back, and I was dabbling in some composite work, doing some carbon fiber on my micro, so we made something happen. Steve made some templates for me, and we made a bunch of panels and did a couple cars, and this is Billy B's car here. This has pretty much everything on here that's carbon I did except for this singular piece, but it turned out well, and the cars have been fast and look good, so. Questions or wants anything done, let me know. We can try to work something out. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at Zach Curtis Racing, and yeah, make some.
All right, Billy, I know you just got here, but I want to put you on the spot because I want your first initial thoughts on how tonight's going to go and how you feel.
Got pretty high hopes. I think we're going to be fine.
All right, what are your racing plans this year?
Pretty much micro races all over the East Coast. Going to try and travel a little bit to the other 10,000 to win shows and pretty much chase the money all over the East Coast. And thinking about getting a second car together and possibly some stuff with a second car in the future.
Can I run it?
No.
Alright, so there's a little change compared to the normal cheerleading schedule on final day. They're actually doing open ceremonies now, which they normally do around 6 o'clock, and right now it's 2:22. So we're going to go down, I know for a fact that Billy's going to be down there and Scott. Don't know about Dad, and I haven't seen Cap, but considering that his bag's still here, I'm assuming he's not down there just quite yet. But we're going to go down and show you what open ceremonies look like.
Go forward, that's it, yep.
To the Empire State of New York! They represent the most premier drivers of sport racing, the Boston, ladies and gentlemen, the drivers of Pennsylvania!
Alright, so they actually didn't do open ceremonies, they just did the flag ceremony, and now it's time to go. We got Scott rolling out, and then if Scott transfers, him and Dad are going to be in the same F main. So we're going to go up with Scott, me and 2 crew guys to watch him. The rest of the guys are going to hang out back here when Scott transfers, because we're always optimistic. Well, I'm actually not normally optimistic, I'm just optimistic today. We're going to stay up there with Scott, then they'll push Dad up, they'll be in the same race. He's rolling off, I keep getting everybody mixed up. Scott is rolling off 9th in the first G main. They take the top 5. mains. If the track widens out. Alright, we got one lap in, 14 to go, and we're spinning 8. So we need... Wait, I'm so anxious. How many more? 3 more spots. The entire front end is broke when we have less than 1 race to fix it, so I'm gonna run back there again and see if we can get this thing fixed.
It's like 6 gallons. No, it should be a 3. It should be a 316. Yeah, we got it.
What happened out there, Dad?
Well, it looks like the shock bent and the axle. I think maybe the axle snapped first.
How did you hold on?
I just couldn't come out of the gas. Like it'd go for like maybe the half throttle, but any more of the left front would drop down and hit the track and try to spin the car.
13 laps.
Front wheel nuts. Front wheel nuts.
We have probably about 25 guys trying to fix this thing. We only have 12 laps to go. Luckily, we just got a yellow, so we'll see. We'll see if we can pull this off.
3/4.
I know when I look at it, it was like...
There comes the point where it's like, it comes to the point where like,
Alright, made it on time. We're rolling off 20th. They only take 5, and we got a lot of good cars. So, here we go.
I'm wondering if that linkage in it gets played.
Alright, I haven't talked since that insane little incident that happened down at the ramp.
Dropping someone's dick.
Thanks, man.
What was going through your mind as they were trying to fix that car?
I mean, I'm starting in the back of that anyway. Like, and the track was real narrow. The chances of getting up there are kind of slim, but yeah, I wanted to give it a shot, and I got out there and I actually didn't feel too bad. And after a couple laps, like I was up in the curb, and the motor would kind of pull down, and it just didn't seem to have the power. And then I started working the bottom a little bit, and I felt really good down there. And I come off the corner, or got into the corner to 1 lap, and I lifted. And when I went to get back in the gas, like the throttle pedal went down to the floor, and the motor never went. Well, here one of the linkages must have got hit. It was so the dirt was like so clumpy. Something must have hit up. It flew up and hit the freaking linkage, and it like slipped the one arm.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the throttle, so I had to pull in.
So I had someone comment a couple videos ago, like, you know, obviously you're racing, and then you have rental cars. When you go on the track, do you take everything you learned out there and implement it into their cars?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, like, that's why I think people like running our cars, because we have a lot of experience. And you know, when you got 4 or 5 cars, you can transfer information, you know, from one car to the next and the next, and it just seems to keep getting better and better and better. But here's just like a lot, you're at the mercy of the track. You know, you get out there and it's wet, it's so narrow, you can't really pass. Like, I think I passed most of the cars on the top in that first main, and I mean, every corner I thought I was going to get over their tire. Like, you know, if they get in there and don't stick the bottom, the back of their car is kind of up, and then you're trying to come, it's just so close, you know?
All right, everyone, it is time to roll. Billy just headed down. He's rolling out 13th, and then Cap will be in the 2nd seat, rolling out 14th. After watching the pole shuffle, what do you think of the track?
The track looks really good. It looks like it's going to be racy. It's a little top dominant, which will be better for moving up through the pack, and probably going to have to stay out of trouble because it's pretty tricky up there. So we'll see how they do.
And then each of our C mains will take the top 5, and then if we when we transfer into the B, they will take the top 7, right? 7 or 8? All right, so here we go. Hoping that neither of their lower mains are as chaotic as dad's.
Listen, if you take the left front shock off, I'll petition to get you in.
Feature pay from E-Main.
Alright, Billy just came off the track getting ready to roll cap off now. I think Billy ended up 17th. It looks pretty good, but like Dad said earlier, I kind of got boxed in down on the bottom, so one more to go. Unfortunately, we got into a wreck down in turns 1 and 2. Didn't exactly see what happened, so we'll have to talk to him once he gets out, but kind of sucks. Now we're starting pretty deep back. As we conclude our Chili Bowl, I just want to get your view on your G-Main.
So it was good. We started 9th and we ended up 6th. Unfortunately, they decided to do a 2-hour track prep right before our race. And with starting deep, that did not play into our favor. It was hammered down. I think I did like an 11.5 for my best lap time. It just ended the D mains at like a 14. So the track has changed tremendously. It was just locked down really fast. So we did end up picking up 3 cars, but just 1 short.
Overall, good Chili Bowl for you?
Yeah, I had fun. It was a lot of fun. Just needed some things to go our way, but we didn't wreck anything, and everything's rolling in the trailer. I think it was a good. I had a lot of fun, and I appreciate Steve and everybody that helped out.
All right, so it seems like after C-Mains, everybody kind of flocks and leaves. So I think we are going to end it here. Thank you so much for all of the support this Chili Bowl. If I get to talk to anybody else before we leave, afterward I'm watching the features, I will add that in. But let's see, our next race will be Trenton.
Yeah, Trenton.
February
19th to 21st, I think, or something
sure?
like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So
somewhere around the 20th.
Yeah.